Hey guys, so I just wanted to intro this video real quick right before I go to the gym. I'm actually going to be training lower body this evening as well. I'm not doing this workout, but I'm going to do a lot of the same movements from this workout, but not this one in particular, because tonight is more of like a hamstring glute focus. This workout today that I'm showing you though is a lower body workout, and it is kind of like a full lower body. So you got quads, hamstrings, glutes, just everything with your lower body except for calves. I always forget to train calves. I just never train my calves. I really need to start doing that, but calves are not in this video. You can add some calf stuff in if you want to, like superset it in with some stuff like maybe the leg press, but you will see the leg press in a little bit. So yeah, I just wanted to intro this real quick. Today's video is just going to be a lower body workout. You probably already know that by now. Make sure you subscribe and click the notification bell so you don't miss out on any other videos regarding fitness and health and working out and everything. So yeah, let's just get right into this workout. I'm going to be voiceovering everything and explaining different things and different parts of the technique for each movement. So don't be worried and don't be too scared to try this out. It might look a little bit difficult or it might look easy. It's really what you put into the workout. So go as heavy as you can on each lift and really push yourself, and you will find that this workout is super difficult. For me, it was really difficult. I just made the weight as heavy as I could go with each set and each rep for everything and each workout or each exercise, and I found that it was a really difficult one. So go your hardest and try your best to really push yourself through this entire workout.
First up, we have hip thrusts. Just a few things to note here. Make sure that you keep your chin tucked or you look up at the ceiling so that you're not straining your neck. Also, your upper back should be the placement of your upper body on the pad, which is right about your shoulder blades. As far as your feet goes, they need to be shoulder width apart, and turn your toes out just slightly so that you're getting more glute activation. Make sure that at the top of the movement, your legs are at a 90-degree angle and that you squeeze your glutes from the bottom all the way through the top of the movement, pushing through your heels and driving through your hips. Also, use a little pad to protect your hip bones. Next up, we have split squats. So for these, you're going to approach your bar just like you would for a regular back squat. With split squats though, you're going to have this bench behind you. You're going to place one foot up on the bench and one foot's going to stay on the ground. For split squats, it's really important that you sit back into the movement. So I like to almost hit my butt on my heel so that I know I'm sitting far enough back into the movement. For the foot that's on the floor, make sure that you're pushing through your heel in order to feel that glute activation through this entire movement. You're probably going to feel this in your quad a lot because it is also targeting your quads. For me, I'm very quad dominant, so I feel this in my quads a lot. But if I really focus on squeezing my glutes to push the weight back up, I do find that I feel it more in my glutes than I do in my quads. One more thing that's really important is that you keep your core very tight through this whole movement and through all the movements that you're doing when you work out. Especially for this one though, because you're trying to stabilize yourself on just one leg with a lot of weight on your back. So it's very important that if you keep your core tight, it's going to help you with stabilization and help you not to wobble all over the place and lose your balance. Next up, we're going to be doing the frog press, which is what I like to call it. I'm not sure if that's what it's called, but that's just what we're going to call it today. For this, you can see the foot placement very clearly in the video, so I'm not even going to try to explain it. It's much different from your neutral, regular leg press position, but what this one's going to do is really target your quads, and this burns like crazy. If you don't feel too much of a burn with only 12 reps, I suggest going for 15 to 20 reps, because with that really high rep range, you are going to feel that burn like no other in your quads. And this is one of my go-tos, one of my favorite exercises to do because it really burns out my quads, and I don't know, I just love it. Just a few safety precautions to go over with the leg press. Make sure that you keep your butt and your lower back on the pad at all times. Right here you can see that I'm bracing myself pretty well by pulling my body down into the pad so that I don't lift off of it. If you lift off the pad during this movement and anytime you're using a leg press, chances are you're going to hurt your lower back or strain something in your back or your neck. So just make sure that everything's really tight, your core is tight, and you're keeping your butt and your lower back on the pad the whole time through the movement. Next, we're going to go into some supersets. So a superset is where you do one exercise immediately after another with little to no break in between those exercises. The first exercise is this goblet frog squat. That's what I call it. So your foot placement is just the same as it was on the frog press, except you're going to elevate your heels on something. I used a weight, and then the way that I'm holding this weight is just called a goblet hold. The second part of this superset is an RDL. For RDLs, make sure that you're keeping your back and your neck in line through the whole movement, and you really want to push your butt all the way back before you bend at your hips. As you can see here, I'm pushing my butt back pretty far, and then I'm bending to feel that stretch in my hammies. Once you feel the stretch, then you should pull up through your butt and through your hammies, making sure that you're driving your toes into the ground. The next superset starts out with a sumo squat, so I'm just doing a pendulum hold. That's what I like to do best when I do these. So for this, you're going to be pretty wide, a lot wider than shoulder width apart. Your toes are going to be pointed out pretty far, and you're going to be driving through your heels through this whole movement. And I don't go all the way up in the movement. I like to kind of pulse so that I get a really good burn in my glutes before I go to the next exercise. Right after sumo squats with no rest in between, we're going to be going into pull-throughs. This movement is very similar to your RDL, except for this, you're going to be leaning a lot more forward, making sure that you're really driving your toes into the ground to help you pull this weight up. So for these, it's really hard to explain. You really just have to watch the video and get a hang of it for what feels best for your body. Basically, this movement you should be feeling pretty much in your glutes only because it's a very glute isolated movement. Again, with this movement, just make sure that your neck and your back are in line so you don't injure yourself. Moving right along into kickbacks. For this, I would recommend using an ankle attachment. I find that is the easiest way to do these. If your gym doesn't have one, then you might be able to use a little handle and stick your foot in the handle, but it's really what your gym has. You'll just have to work with it. For kickbacks, make sure that you drive through your heel when you're pushing up, and you're really going to feel that burn and that squeeze in your glute. Make sure you're squeezing your glute at the top so that you do feel that burn and you're really getting the most out of this movement. The last exercise we're going to do is a leg extension. So the first part of the leg extension, I'm going to be doing 2 drop sets. So what that is I'm going to do my first set at the heaviest weight I can go with 12 reps. Then I'm going to drop the weight just by a hair, and I'm going to do 10 reps. And then once I've done the 10 reps, I'm going to drop the weight a little bit, just slightly, and do 8 reps. And basically you can just keep going down as far as you want with these drop sets. I usually only get 3 or 4 little sets in a full drop set because my legs start to burn like crazy. Once I've done 2 drop sets and complained about how my legs felt like they were going to fall off, I move into 2 sets of 21s. So basically you're going to do 7 little reps at the top of the movement, as you just saw. Then you're going to do 7 little reps at the bottom of the movement, and then you're going to go into 7 full reps. So that makes 21 reps in each set. That's why it's called 21s. This one also burns really bad, so definitely try it out.
So that is the workout. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please make sure you try it out, and even if it does look difficult, do not be too scared to attempt it, and just go as light as you need to for yourself, or go as heavy as you need to. Maybe you can lift way heavier than me and do that so you can push yourself. If you have to go a lot lighter, then just do what works for you and what is going to be best for your body so you don't injure yourself. Make sure that you follow all the tips that I've explained throughout the voiceover so that you don't hurt yourself, and you make sure you do the movement correctly. If you did like this video, give it a thumbs up. That helps me out a lot so I can know if you guys want me to do more videos just like this. Make sure you subscribe and click that notification bell, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.